Some Flash games just take an idea and really run with it. This is Breakbar RPG, a much more recent game. I forgot to mention Band RPG actually came out in 2010. This came out in 2011, and I kind of remember seeing this on like the front page of Congregate. Specifically, it came out in November of 2011. A lot of these games come out in November. But yeah, it is exactly what it sounds like. I don't know. I don't know how to cancel the how to like kill the save. So technically, we have one less health. So let's go into first level. Press spacebar to start. It starts out as Arkanoid, but you may have noticed we're gaining XP and gold for breaking these bars, and there's an XP bar at the top. We've leveled up to level 3 in stage 1. Again, sometimes these games are more about the funny idea than anything else. There's an upgrade shop. We got a bonus 150 gold for completing the level. So we can increase the bar width, damage dealt to the blocks, XP multiplier, or get ghost balls, which will not count against you if they fall. Well, we only have 172 gold, so let's buy the bar width upgrade. And, it's minor, but still kind of noticeable. Yeah, this kind of, like, weird mechanical experimentation and bizarre inclusion of upgrades in a game that would ordinarily not have them is really what I think of when I think of Flash games. There's an entire upgrade genre of game that I think heavily influenced the creation of the Idle game, which were a thing far before Cookie Clicker. Just they were never nearly as popular until Cookie Clicker came out. 1,200 gold for that level completion. We have 1,300. Can't afford any upgrades. But yeah, it's a very silly concept, but I like it a lot. Of course, that could just be because I've gotten so hooked on upgrading games. And that's why I prefer games where you actually get to get gear on a semi-consistent basis compared to like Wizardry clones where it's like completely random and 99% of the gear is trash that you just sell. That is a critique for another time if I ever decide to write like an article. I mean, I don't have the patience to edit a video essay, but maybe an audio essay. I don't know why there's no music playing. There's music credits on the title screen. Yeah, this, other than the idea of what if you could level up the ball in Arkanoid? It's a pretty slow game. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that necessarily. It's just. This was decently rated on Congregate as well, which kind of gives you an idea, if you were never a web game person, of what people really wanted out of these games. Something to spend an hour on, maybe an afternoon. It's just, it's a very, God, the corner is awful. It's a very different market from even modern indie game market. or the modern indie game market, because, I mean, that's what these are. These are indie games. Ah. It's like waiting for the DVD logo to hit the corner of the screen. Come on. Thank you. Now let's do it again. There we go. 4,000 gold. It's just completely arbitrary that it's gold, which is hilarious. I'm just going to go 10% damage upgrade. And then bar width. Because, I mean, an extra 1 point won't do anything until we get over 10 natural damage. I'm talking about natural damage in an Arkanoid game. Again, that's kind of like the thing behind this. It's a funny idea. And it's a perfectly playable game, too. It's not like a pure joke game. The sound effects are not as satisfying as traditional games like this, I gotta say. Possibly due to the lack of any music. I really don't know what the health stat is. That might just be a joke. Or it might just be for the boss fights. I don't recall what the bosses were like in general, so... But yeah, other than Band RPG, so far all the games I have lined up are ones that I remember playing the crap out of, or at least playing through. I definitely beat this one. You know, I'm focusing on RPG type stuff to start with, just because that's what I really looked for. But I mean, I played a lot of stuff in pretty much any genre. The problem with a slow game in this genre, just very well illustrated. There we go. Dang. And you can't upgrade. This isn't, like, the upgrading side of this is not particularly well executed. Just because you really only get much arbitrary money units in level completion. So I guess I could, like, go back here. Wow, I'm not even one-shotting these. And get another, like, 4,500 or whatever for a damage upgrade. Which, again, very funny, just the concept of grinding in an Arkanoid type game. Arkanoid is the one that I'm most familiar with. I know that it's not the original, but... It's not like calling Contra a Super Mario Brothers clone. Like, these games are not different enough. Oh god, I forgot about the corner. Why did I do this level with the corner? Thank you. I mean, maybe that is the intended way to deal with it. Is replaying levels. Which, you know, would be extremely funny to me. The lack of music with these weird, like, lightning backgrounds is really eerie. And again, there are 2 music credits, which, granted, one of them is just Kevin MacLeod, but still, I say just. In case you're somehow unfamiliar, Kevin MacLeod did a lot of the free music. Mostly YouTubers he is, but also a lot of these old Flash games did. Like the free use music. Come on. There you go. I mean, this one I don't need to finish, but I kind of want to, but this is probably really boring to watch. So yeah, I'm just gonna leave that there just because this is a funny example of Flash games sometimes just being based on what if we made this, but this. See you in the next one.